You're listening to the PRO Media Network, the next level in entertainment.
Listening to Ring Kings Boxing on the PRO Media Network.
What's going on, family? What's happening? You're now tuned in to Ring King Boxing World. For the true fight fan, we in the building. I'm Big Q. Got my co-host on the line, Eddie Too Mean Johnson. What's going on, Too Mean?
What's good? What's good?
Chilling, my friend, and in this special edition of Ring Kings Boxing, man. Only lions wanted, man. Only lions belong here. And we talking about two hungry lions that's making their way in this boxing game, and you got to give these guys respect, man. We talking about Mel and Maul, the Charlo twins, man. These guys have put on a spectacular display of boxing this past weekend, and credit got to be given to these young hungry lions, man, because they representing, man, really they truly are. So we're gonna recap the two fights that happened with Mel and Maul Charlo in this one, and then on the back end of the broadcast we'll talk about Manny Pacquiao and the confirmed date. Of course, we realized that Manny said he wasn't fighting this year, but I guess money talks, bullshit walks, and we're talking about it, and it's confirmed. It was rumorville at first, but now it's confirmed that it is a fact, and that was released in a statement by Pacquiao, and we'll cover that after we check in with Maul and Mel Charlo. But as your family members know, man, it was really great, excellent night of boxing that occurred this past weekend as Jermell and Jamal Charlo put on a really good card, and they did a great job. And we're going to start off with Mel Charlo. He was able to KO Jason Rosario to unify 3 junior middleweight world titles, only one left out there for him to do. And he put on a fantastic effort, literally just destroying Jason Rosario. Similar, I don't know, to me, as worse as what we seen Rosario take apart, to take apart Williams. I don't know. But he was angrily punching him. You could see he was ferocious, man, and his intensity was too much for Rosario. Although Rosario put up a stand at first as he walked him down, which proved to be a pretty costly maneuver. He unified the 3 junior middleweight world titles with an 8-round knockout victory over Rosario on Saturday night. And of course, Rosario's 20-2-1 with 14 knockouts, hit the canvas in the first 6 and was knocked down at the beginning of the 8th from a spearing shot that hit him in the stomach. Charlo, who's 34-1, that one loss coming to Tony Harrison, who he then correctified. He has 18 knockouts, and he was all over Rosario, and Rosario walked him down and wasn't afraid of him. But man, listen, you stand in front of Charlo. The Charlos have to be given credit for their chin and their puncher power, and these guys have shotgun jabs. They're always in a good condition. They fight with an intensity, and they are separating themselves in boxing. I just got to give it to you. I love the way they fight. But anyway, before I get into any more of the punch stats, and Too Mean's going to drop his knowledge on it, let's hear what Jermell Charlo had to say about his win over Rosario.
What's popping?
Give us some opening comments. How do you feel about your performance tonight?
I did good. Like I said earlier, I utilized my game plan. I listened to my coach. I did everything he told me to do, and the sky was the limit for me. And I'm excited about what I've done. I know I got more work to do and more learning to do. Rosario was a tough opponent for anybody. He'll get in there and dominate anybody. So I'll figure out what we do next. But tonight was amazing.
Did he give you trouble with the amount of come forward? He kept coming forward, even after the knockdowns.
Yeah, I mean, it's no trouble because that's what boxing is. You just got to stay composed. I got in there and I stayed composed. I listened to my coach. Like I said, I didn't let each knockdown dictate or make me get in there to make any mistakes. He was a live animal at any time.
Very, very patient performance.
Kelly, I heard you, baby.
We take our first question from Lance Pugmire. Lance with The Athletic. Go ahead.
Yes, Jermel, congratulations and great performance. I wanted to ask you, do you think that this is you just talked about a new era. Do you think that this is the way forward where both of you guys can just appear on these pay-per-views, from now on together?
I hope, man. I hope that this is something new for the world of boxing. I pray that everybody get a chance to get in there and fight, because the pandemic is crazy right now. It's stopping a lot of things. And for anybody that's working boxing or working a job, man, well, wishes to you, because anything could change. If this the new era of pay-per-view, let me be the man. I handle the job.
That's Mel Charlo, man, chiming in with his thoughts on after a really solid performance against Jason Rosario, thoroughly knocking him down a couple of times, and then ending the fight with that shotgun shot right to the abdomen area that dropped Rosario, and he was kind of in pain there. You look at the punch stats on this one too. Charlo landed 64 shots, thrown 242 of them versus Rosario's 85 landed versus 367 thrown. He had a 26% punch percentage ratio versus 23 by Rosario. He landed 28 jabs versus 30 by Rosario, 134 of them thrown by Charlo. And if you look at the percentage, that's 21% on the jabs landed. His power shots were huge, 36 out of 108 power shots thrown for 33%, as Rosario's punch stats, 55 punches landed out, 168 power shots for 33%. That's courtesy of CompuBox numbers. Very thorough performance by Mel Charlo. What are your thought process on the domination of Rosario, man? And he's unified 3 of the junior world middleweight title belts.
Rosario, he came in the ring with a steak suit on with the lion, man. Yeah, I think it was the like I said, it's just their time, man. It's their time to shine, man. Ain't nobody gonna beat them. Then they got them awesome ass jabs. You know what I'm saying? Them throwback fighters and shit, man. I love to watch them fight. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to them for their big wins this past weekend. But yeah, like it's gonna take, like I said, man, these cats are walking in the ring with steak suits on in a cage with these lions, man. They gonna get ate up every time. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's exactly what happened, man. Mel and them been saying for the longest, man, that these guys they are recognized as nobody's looking. They're looking past these guys. Nobody's recognizing, but people know you can't no longer look over the Charlo boys, man. You got to respect them, and they're making their name known. And of course, to move to his brother Jamal Charlo, who had a fight the same night, he was able to go the distance with Daronchenko, but beat up Daronchenko, even though he didn't knock them out. He could have knocked him out several times, but he paced him in the fight to keep his WBC middleweight title belt against a very worthy opponent in Sergey Daronchenko over 12 rounds. It was a pretty damn good fight, and looked like Daronchenko, when he came out of there, he got his ass beat by a gang of Roman boxers, because Charlo really put it on him in this fight. At the end of the fight, all 3 judges had to fight for Charlo, 116 to 112. 117 to 111 and 118 to 110. It was clearly unanimous decision for Charlo in this one, and a really good win in with Mel moving into the next stage of it. So let's hear what he had to say after a very good fight, man, and a unanimous decision over Daronchenko.
Main unbeaten. Yeah. Congratulations on the victory. Yeah. First time on pay-per-view. Yeah. Talk to me about your performance.
Oh, man. First off, I want to thank God. I want to thank my team. I want to thank Ronnie Shields. I want to thank everybody who stood behind me. Keith Nelson, Steve Achamba. I got to thank all my boys, man. I'm sorry.
No,
Brother Lawrence, I love you.
What'd you think about your performance?
All right, so about my fight, I made my team proud. I did what I was supposed to do. I went in there and I executed the game plan. Ronnie Shields told me that I passed the test. It's the biggest test that I was supposed to have in my career. I passed the test. I'm happy. Get back to the drawing board and figure out what's next.
Listen, I know you wanted a knockout. Yeah. Every fighter does, especially when you're on pay-per-view. This guy was tough, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Was he tougher than you thought he was going to be?
Nah, I knew he was going to be tough. I knew he was going to come to fight. I just didn't know how. Like, I didn't know when. I didn't know, like, when he was going to try to turn it up. But then it never felt like, you know, I let him turn it up. So I knew I was just sticking to my game plan. I studied well. You know, I didn't let any of the, you know, being in the bubble or any of the controversial losses that we taking as black people get to my head, and I just fought through it. That's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to continue to fight. Don't let nothing negative interrupt your positive, and we're gonna stay strong and get through this.
I thought it was a really workman-like performance by you because you just seemed composed throughout. I thought you buckled him in the 3rd round. You buckled him in the 8th round. What did you like that you did in this fight specifically?
I stayed poised. I stayed composed. You know, I executed the game plan. I used my jab. I stayed behind the jab. I got away from him, and sometimes Ronnie Shields got me back to it. I did want to knock him out. You know, I wanted to knock him out, make a statement. But getting the victory, shutting him out, that was a statement enough. You know, on to the bigger names and bigger things in boxing. You know, Charlo twins are here, baby. Trying to tell y'all.
That's what I wanted to get into because. So, what did you think you sent? Message did you send to the middleweight division? Because there's a number. Chris Eubanks Jr. said, I want Charlo. Yeah. Andrade's out there. Yeah. What do you think? What would you like next? What message did you send to the middleweight division?
Look, I'm not into like making the fights. You know, the bigger fights are out there. As you see, I'm stepping up a competition. I'm steady growing. I'm steady learning. I let my team get to it. They make the best decisions. You know, I'm well taken care of. Man. My brother next, so that's on my mind right now. I'm ready to see what my brother about to do. We study well, you know. Look, man, Charlo twins, we in the building, man. That's what's up, man.
What do you think about?
That's Charlo, man. As you can see, he was excited after the win over Darenchenko, and of course, his brother didn't let him down. He was able to go next. He was able to unify and 3 belts of the 4 belts in the junior. And the junior welterweight. So, I mean, it's really exciting, man, to see that happen for the Charlos. Big ups to those young brothers doing big things. Punch stats on those is Charlo. He landed 219 of 627 for 35% on the punches. And you look at the jabs, the jabs thrown. 85 out of 299 for 28%. Power punches, 134 out of 328 for 41%. As you can see, those were mounting up for Darenchenko in the fight. 180 out of 681. That's a 26% punch percentage. And if you look at the jabs, 140, 174, 17 of 174 as far as the jabs are concerned for a 10% landing rate. That's ridiculous. That was that low, but that just shows you Charlo's the difficult man to hit. 163 power punches landed out of 507 by Darenchenko for 32%. And, of course, Charlo just outpointed him any kind of way you possibly can. He had him dazed several times in the fight. To me, thought process on Maul Charlo getting the win over Darenchenko to retain his WBC middleweight title.
Yeah, that was a great performance by Charlo, man. I say he's getting better. You see, he's staying hungry and humble. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know what I'm saying, like we talked about before, that jab was the key, man. You know what I'm saying? Once he started utilizing that jab, it was an easy fight for him. You know what I'm saying? He was able to set up the combinations and stuff like that. Yo, like I say, man, these cats are getting better too. Like I say, man, they gotta take the goddamn steak suits off, man. Otherwise, they gonna get ate up for real.
I mean, Darenchenko, man, and listen,
he's a good fighter too, man.
He is a good fighter, really tough guy. And you can see toward the back end of the fight, his eyes both swole up. He was still trying to make a fight of it, fighting hard in the later rounds of the fight, and actually got off some good shots on Jamal Charlo. And like I said, you gotta give these, Jamel, you gotta give these guys credit. Because Maul and Mel, both of these dudes, man, they have chins, they can punch well, and they complete fights. And a lot of people don't give the Charlo boys credit for the fact that they could take a shot. You know, they could take punches. You know, and they're starting to realize, man. And you heard what he said. That was his first time on pay-per-view. Unbelievable, as good as he's been. That's his first pay-per-view event. But they've been suppressing these kids for a while, man. And now you can't hold them back no more. So, I mean, I expect him to do some big stuff in the middleweight division. And, of course, there are talks about Triple G in a mixture, and maybe Andrade is the next guy that he has to face, but who knows? But you got to start stepping this game up now, so to see what he did, possibly Charlo. How about a Charlo and Daniel Jacobs bout, or a Triple G fight? How about those fighters? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what's lined up. What do you think about that, to me?
Yeah, I would like to see him fight Triple G, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Triple G stand there and let him hit him like he was doing them other cats. They say Triple G's known for his chin. I said, let him get hit by Charlo and see what happens.
Yeah, I think their punching power was underestimated too, man. They're mean punchers. They're angry punchers, and they throw with reckless intent, man. I mean, with harmful intent and malice in their eyes, man.
They punch with bad intention, boy.
That's right. They really do, man. You should have seen how it was going down, man. It was really amazing. Okay, let's go on to our next and final news item of this special. Manny Pacquiao confirms his matchup with Conor McGregor fight for 2021. The Filipino legend team released a statement today saying the fight will happen. Conor McGregor tweeted yesterday the next fight will be against Manny Pacquiao in the Middle East. It was worth noting because of it's a big event. It's a big event if it happens, and they're both genius stars, but it could have easily just been another McGregor tweet. The guy says a lot of things. It's not though. Manny Pacquiao's team has confirmed today that he will be fighting Conor McGregor in 2021, with Manny looking to use the fight to raise money for C-19 victims in the Philippines, where he's an active senator. So this man is just like, Manny's amazing, man, for his countrymen, and that's why they love him so much. And then, quote, for the sake of all Filipino C-19 victims, Manny Pacquiao will be fighting UFC superstar Conor McGregor next year. Pacquiao aide Jace Johnson said in a statement, a huge portion of his earnings will go to those affected by the nationwide by the pandemic. Pacquiao turns 42 in December, hasn't fought since his win over Keith Thurman in 2019, and will not be fighting in 2020. The 32-year-old McGregor has one boxing fight in 2017, losing to Floyd Mayweather, and has fought twice in the UFC since then, losing to Nurmagomedov in 2018 and thrashing Serum in January of this year. Yeah, several really terrible things that happened McGregor in between the time that's out of the ring, but this seems like a fight that's going to happen between two people. And Pacquiao is the only question is, we know Pacquiao will ultimately beat this dude. This is just an exhibition, goofy fight. But what impact, to me, and you tell me. Of course, we know about what Al Heyman's and Errol Spence's idea was. Errol's supposed to fight Danny Garcia later on this year, and then next year is supposed to be a fight with Pacquiao. So if that's the case, how would that be in conflict to what he's going to do with McGregor in 2021? That's a big fight right there. And he said he had 2 fights, and this was coming from his trainer, who said Pacquiao had 1 or 2 fights left in him, and he was looking for a major fight. He's found it. Do he then release the belt after this fight, or does he fight Errol Spence? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I don't think Pacquiao, I don't think he wants that smoke from Errol Spence. But remember that interview when Pacquiao stepped in the ring after Errol Spence fought? I think he fought.
I remember that.
Yeah, he started walking off like that scene in Friday. You want some of this, old man? He's like,
nope.
Walked the fuck out of there. He walked out of that fucking interview. He was like, nah, I don't want this. They ain't get me killed with this young dude. But I know Errol Spence won it because, you know what I'm saying, he wants that because Pacquiao is well known. And if you to beat him, that, you know what I'm saying, that would give him more publicity and stuff. You know what I'm saying, make him a bigger star. You know what I'm saying, so he can start fighting on pay-per-view on, you know what I'm saying, every fight. That's why that was his I think his idea of fighting Pacquiao, but I don't think Pacquiao really want to smoke with Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence will be a little too much for him. Yep, so.
Yeah, you're right. I think too, man. We'll see, man, because I know he said 1 or 2 fights and he was looking for a payday. Well, this should provide him the payday that he wants, and it'll if it's 2 more fights, he was waiting for a payday. Maybe he relinquishes the belt and retires and go to become a senator full time in this country. So that would definitely reshape how the welters looks if that's the case. So even though the Pacquiao and McGregor fight will be a positive thing for his community, in terms of the boxing world, it really doesn't move the barometer just as much as it moved when Mayweather fought McGregor back in 2017 and basically knocked him out. So, I mean, but the impact, knowing that Pacquiao's looking for a money fight, now that he's gotten it, you know, what is left for him to do? He'll raise the money. He can go off into becoming a senator full time. And that's my thoughts is how it will impact the welterweight division, being that he's one of the belt holders from taking it from Thurman. But if that's the case, the belt can go back into a fight, and you could possibly see somebody fighting over the crown or the title, somebody like Thurman, because he possibly rise to the occasion and fight there as well. So it opens up to several interesting questions, how it's supposed to look in the future. Very interesting to me, man, to see all this going on. And of course, after the Charlo brothers fight, there was some thinking about Lubin. Now, this is one of Two Mean's favorite fighters, Erickson Lubin, targets a rematch with Charlo, and Lubin said he's developed since his loss to Charlo and looking to run it back. Now, of course, Lubin's a heavy hitter, 23-1. The only loss that was to Charlo, 16 knockouts coming off of a unanimous decision win over Taro Gusha last week, and today made an appearance on the Custer Last Stand podcast to discuss where he wants to go from here. Lubin tells Custer he still believes he's the best fighter in the hot division. He explains why he thinks a rematch with Mel Charlo would play differently this time. And of course, Lubin says why he thinks he's the best at 154. I'm the youngest. That definitely sets me apart. I'm the fastest. I feel like I'm one of the strongest guy in the weight class as well. I box the best, southpaw. I can box, I can bang, I can do both. I feel like those guys are kind of one-dimensional fighters. Best in boxing, competitive weight class. And we are watching each other. Terrell Gusha was one at the top of his weight class, and we fought each other. It was a fight they wanted to see happen. We made it happen. It's exciting. Then he talked about the knockout loss to Mel Charlo. He said it was just a bad habit of dipping out the wrong way. And I had my hands down pretty much, and he was able to land. I thought he was shooting to the body. I kind of dipped into the shot, but it was just a minor mistake that you learn through experience, and it taught me more inside and outside the ring. It must have been the truth because he hadn't lost since then. And he says, why you think it'll be different? He says, I'm with Kevin Cunningham, and I'm a southpaw too. I'm growing too. I'm 25. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I'm smarter. So it'd be one of those fights that we both level up. We're going to put up to the test. So Lubin saying he wants another shot. He's poised for a rematch against Charlo. This will be an excellent fight. Eddie, quickly, who you think wins this matchup early on?
I mean, Lubin definitely got the skills and stuff to beat Charlo, but I don't think he has the chin to deal with Charlo, to handle Charlo, what Charlo was going to dish out to him. So, like I said, he can box, he can brawl, he can do all that, man. And I like Lubin, man, but I don't think his chin going to hold up to somebody like Charlo.
Yeah, we're going to see, man. That's interesting. This fight will be made down the line, perhaps next year, and we'll be looking out for it. So that'll do it for this edition of Ring Kings Boxing. I'd like to thank all you guys for joining us. Please hit the like button and share the links to the show. I'm Big Q, Shaman in with Ring King, and my co-host is Eddie Too Mean Johnson, signing out. Peace.
Peace.
You're now listening to the Ring Kings Boxing on the PRO Media Network.
What's up, sports world? The PRO Media Network is on a mission to reach 10,000 subscribers. So besides our regular programs like the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Post Game Report, and others, if you enjoy our content, please donate at our Patreon page. Also subscribe, comment, and share, and help the PRO Media Network reach 10,000 subs. Peace.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.